What's going on, everybody? I am over here picking up. I just stopped at the store here. Man, if it ain't a diesel shop, you can only get $150. That's 31 gallons now.
Head northwest on US 72 West toward Fulton Street.
I'm over here in Mississippi picking up a backhaul. I did head from my house. It was closer than going to Indiana, and we're picking up at a place going to Washington. So
in half a mile, take the Mississippi 365 exit toward Cairo, Savannah 10.
Where we're gonna go. So I haven't picked up here before, and I've delivered in that place in Kent, Washington, which I'm gonna call tomorrow. Today is Thursday, so I'm gonna call Friday, set me an appointment up. I think that's a place that's got to have an appointment. Today is April the 21st. Right. So I've been getting a lot of alerts, but I've had this load on me for over a week. Just because the transmission, I messed the transmission up in the truck and it was down. They still want me to take the load, so we're over here now, fixing to pull in.
In a quarter mile, your destination will be on the right.
I am, like I said, I've never been here before, but it wasn't but 2.5 hours from my house, and I think this is load. I think is paying $2.20 a mile. We're picking up a 38-foot fifth wheel. What I'm understanding is the paperwork is going to be sealed and all that good stuff. So I'm not for sure if I'm going to be able to get in here and paperwork, be able to tell the GVWR and shipping weight and all that good stuff. But let me get in here and we'll see what's going on.
Is on the right.
Alrighty, here she is. I noticed you're in a gravel lot, so that's a good thing. But I noticed, look at the legs, they're all the way mashed down. Like I said, never picked up here before. See stuff like that, marks on the window. I'm gonna go over this one pretty good, because these right here are very high dollar campers, I'm guessing. So I'm gonna go over this one pretty good. And it's like whenever you do the paperwork different and everything too. Picking up over here, they give you the paperwork like this. I guess you got a checklist that you have to go and do, and then it's sealed where you can't get in it. So, well, anyway, let me check this out and see what I'm gonna get into. Yeah, I got this one hooked up and it's got that chip on it. But over here, I guess since you're picking up at the manufacturer, do stuff a little bit different. I called a buddy of mine that picks up here quite a bit. So, and these are supposed to be fancy campers, and they're supposed to be, I guess, high dollar. I don't know. They sealed the paperwork. I can't get in the paperwork. So, but I think the GWR on this is 18,000, but it don't weigh that much. I can tell whenever I put it on in my truck, it ain't hard to squat, and I ain't got no air in the bags yet. But it was kind of aggravating because they had the nose pretty much on the daggum ground and where you gotta get into with the battery box. Well, they had a battery in it, but I got mine out because I didn't know if I had to have two because I couldn't get no power. So I found some more wires and put mine on it. It still wouldn't work, so I took mine back off and got my jump box out, and Noco jump box, put it on it, and boom, had power. So I had to be able to raise it up so I could get off my hands and knees and then be able to hook up the truck up underneath it. So we got it hooked up, and I guess what I'm supposed to do is what I'm understanding here at this yard. Well, it's not a yard, it's I guess the manufacturer place, but is I'm gonna go down to the guard shack and show them. I put on the paperwork, I found that chip that I showed y'all, and I guess all I gotta do is show them. They're gonna come out and fix it right on the spot, I reckon. But for these big fancy campers and everything, I've seen magic marker. They was writing on it, I guess, whenever they was still doing work on it, but I guess all that'll wash off because most of it's already faded anyway. But we got it hooked up. We're supposed to go out here and check on the at the guard shack and see how this is going to go. They kept my paperwork from Indiana, and they want to sign their name to it for some reason. But I guess different place doing stuff different. But should be an interesting trip. Should get hopefully get some good scenery on this one, because Oregon and Washington is pretty areas to drive. I don't really care to go in those two places, but I said I was going to do some new videos and go in some different places, and I'm gonna try to pick some different places to go to. That way y'all kind of see everything. But get out the other. Now, like I said, this load was paying $2.20. It is 2,440 miles. So I will write down the fuel on it and give y'all the fuel breakdown on this one. And I guess let's go right here and see what we can get into. Y'all, good morning. How y'all doing? All right, I am still in Missouri, and I plan on want to go over like a permit. You know, the other permits I'll put in when I get to them, because I can go in and buy them. But in Idaho, they're closed on the weekend, and you can get online. You can call the number and get online, and you can do it like that. I haven't done it that way. Usually I just call them, wait till my time, and then they come. But it was, and they're good for like 4 days of the permit. So if you know you're going to go through there, and say you're going to Washington or wherever out that way, and you know you have to go through, no matter if you're on this side or the other side, and you have to go through Idaho, and it's going to be the weekend, or I'm not even sure how long they stay open at nighttime, but you want to make sure of your permit, because it is a big fine if you get caught doing it without it. And they charged me $62, and I got it here, and I got to set the date. Since today's April the 22nd, I set it for April the 23rd. It's give me enough time to get in up there, be able to get through there, get my camper off Monday. I called, and like I said, the place I'm going, I had a call and get an appointment there. So I said set one up for 10 o'clock. That was the first one that they had. Somebody had the 9 o'clock one, so I took the 10 o'clock one, first one they had open. But the things that you need for whenever you call, first thing you need to have your debit card ready, credit card, whatever you're going to use to pay. You need to have your license plate and your DOT number and your the make and model of the camper. So I had to give them the make and model of the camper and the tag number of my truck, my DOT number, and that was all they asked for, and they charged me $62. Now Indiana will give that back, so and your email address, because they've already emailed it. They made sure I got the email before I got the phone. So I did get the email, and all I got to do is, where it's handy to have a printer. I mean, I could go to a truck stop and get it printed off, but I always wait tonight when I stop tonight and then print off my paperwork. I mean, the permit, because whenever you go through coming in Idaho, you need to have it taped. Part of that permit's got to go on your windshield. I usually put mine on the passenger side, bottom of the windshield, top, wherever you want to put it, but it needs to be visible, so that way they can see the permit and then not pull you over. So, but that right there is a little bit on that permit. I haven't been there to done a video, so I wanted to put that in this video, and then I'll also, coming this way of the other permits, I got to stop. I know I have to stop in Wyoming to get one, and I think that should be it. And of course, you know, like I said, You just take all the receipts and everything, you send them back in, you get your money back on them. But we are headed to Grand Island now to get some fuel. We're 479 miles from there. So I guess we're going to start getting rolling and see what else we can get into. All right, everybody, I'm over here in Missouri. We ain't far from Kansas, over at the last TA before you get in there. But I was hoping, you know, got the truck, everything all good. Hoping, praying I wasn't gonna have no truck issues. So far, so good. I'm not. Transmission's doing good, all that good stuff. But I pulled in here to get some fuel, and the trailer brakes locked up. So I checked all my fuses, checked everything that I knew of, and I got up in there, and I noticed that where I plugged in my plug, it was melted there a little bit on my truck. And I was like, So I got up in there messing with the pull out, the breakaway cable. I pulled the pin out of the breakaway cable and smoke was coming out of it. I'm like, what the crap? Put it back. I called Indiana and I put myself on the waiting list on 3 different departments, waiting on somebody to call me back from there because the brakes are locked down. I've got it out of the fuel island, kind of drug it over in a parking spot, and I called the people I picked it up from, and they said something about that's happened before. The box will burn up, can't drive it, catch on fire. I'm like, yeah, can't drive it anyway. I'm gonna melt the tires and brakes off of it. But so they're supposed to be calling around, finding some kind of warranty, maintenance, something. But the wind has picked up. We was trying to beat the wind. Right now I'm in about 42 mile an hour gusts. That's why I'm not out showing anything, because you won't be able to hear nothing, because the wind is pushing me over. But this sucks. Everything was going good up to this point, but that's part of it. But this is the first time this has actually happened to where I'm sitting and waiting on somebody. Hopefully somebody gonna come and fix this thing so I can get back rolling. So I had to call. I called and pushed my appointment back from Monday to Tuesday at 10 a.m. because there's no way time somebody gets on. I'm just hoping, since today is Friday and it is 3:43, I'm hoping they'll be able to get somebody to get over and get it fixed. But I will keep y'all up to date. I'm hoping I'm not still sitting here Monday waiting for somebody to come in to get this thing fixed. The guy's supposed to be checking around and call me back. So when I get some more information, he said it's happened before, but we just didn't want it to happen to us. Not right now. Not when we got back rolling and sitting for 2 weeks. But that's part of it. So I'll sit here and keep y'all updated whenever I figure something out, and then maybe update on that box out there that burnt up. That way, if it ever happens to any one of y'all, kind of know what to do and see how they fix it, or maybe get a spare or something, fix it myself. But I'll let y'all know what happens. Alrighty, it's update time. And y'all see what I'm going through now on the Windy app. I'm in York, Missouri. York, Missouri. I'm in York, Nebraska. And they finally come and they brought a new box. So we put the new box on and trying to get the wind is rocking my truck. So I'm trying to get it steady. But we put the new box on, and that did not fix the problem. So I had the battery was still weak in it, so I was trying to unhook from it. So what I done was I got my Noco box out again and hooked up to it, got power to it, got unhooked to it, and he crawled up underneath it, was checking all the wires and everything running to it, and couldn't figure out how they run it, everything over there. So he crawled up underneath it where the brakes and everything was. And he said, well, 3 brakes ain't even working. You only got 1 brake's working. It looked like it's been slowly, every time you hit the brakes, it gets adjusting to it. And it got pretty hot, I guess, underneath there on that one. But the rest of them, he said, still got rust on them. They ain't even touching. They ain't doing nothing. So he said pretty much what he could do is back the brake off, and we would test it there in the parking lot to see if that would work. And of course I wouldn't have no brakes, but I'm not gonna be driving fast anyway with all this wind got going on. But or he said I could wait till Monday. No, I'll not wait till Monday. Which is better than what the other guy said. I talked to one guy who called me back from the dealership and said that he could mail me a part, mail me a new box, and I'd get it by Tuesday. I was like, no, I'm at a truck stop. I don't have a mailbox, and it don't work like that. I'm not sitting here through the whole weekend. And anyway, I got hold of somebody else, and then they were more willing to help. In Indiana, Transport called me back and talked to them, and they got hold of somebody, which anyway, it boils down to they sent me a truck out, so got the truck. So he backed the brake off. I tested it, and so it didn't lock back down, so that was a good thing. But again, I have no brakes on the trailer. So Jake brakes and go slow. I'm not shaking the camera. The wind is rocking out here. So whenever he got that fixed, the wind was still rocking, but I was on Interstate 29. So I went on down probably to Missouri-Iowa line right there. And right before probably roughly 20 miles before I had to cut down Highway 2. And there was a small truck stop. I was like, well, this be a place I can get coffee in the morning, right? So I pulled off in that truck stop, because they had big fancy signs of steakhouse and cafe and all this stuff, you know, all the good stuff. I was like, heck yeah. I pulled in there, no parking on this side where there's supposed to be the steakhouse is. Go on the other side, you got another truck stop, and it was, anyway, I wouldn't advise nobody. I wouldn't advise nobody go there. I went in there just to get coffee this morning, and man, I don't think they washed some coffee pots. I don't know, I was chewing it, spitting it out. It wasn't no good. I gotta get a coffee pot, but to put a coffee pot in my truck, I got a 1,000-watt inverter, but coffee pots are just too many watts. I'm gonna put a 2,000-watt in here, and I'm thinking on it. It may be something I do in the future. But we left from there, and we ain't made it far. We got on Interstate 80, and I was down to 39, 40 miles an hour. I mean, 41. I was at the minimum that you're supposed to be on the interstate with the flashers on. But I had to go 28 miles to get to York here, and I was trying to, so I could get here, take a shower, and get something to eat and all that good stuff. And hey, I was wanting a safe place to get off the road. So I probably shouldn't even been driving in. The wind, it was pretty high, but I made it here. 28 miles. I went slow. I mean, I was seeing 18-wheelers. As they was passing me, they was sideways. I seen a box van, a 6-wheeler box van, who passed me. When he got over, he just got over a little bit too fast, and the wind caught him and pushed him on the side of the road. He was struggling to get it back on. It was crazy. But I got here, I took me a shower, got me something to eat, and I guess I'm fixing to watch some TV. We've got, I think we're gonna stop in about 30 miles down the road. I think that's how far from Grand Island to get fuel in the morning. This wind should be died down and gone about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna keep an eye on it for the windy app. But other than that, that is what I've been going on with this trip. So this trip's going to take me a couple days longer than what it should. One day more longer than what I wanted, because I picked Monday 10 o'clock. They just switched me to Tuesday at 10 o'clock, which I'm still going to have plenty of time to get there Tuesday. But if it's even breaking down yesterday and waiting for them to come and fix it and everything, I still could have got this load off Monday if the wind. But I've been fighting nothing but wind probably ever since I hit Missouri, about the middle of Missouri, toward the end, somewhere along in there. But it is what it is. It's part of it. It's part of RV transport. So there's going to be in situations that you're going to get into where you're going to be dealing with high winds, or you're going to be dealing with snow, or road conditions, road closures. I mean, all of that is part of RV transport, and you have to deal with all of it. That's just part of it. But so I'm gonna sit here, watch a little TV, and I will let y'all know if anything else exciting happens. And maybe I'm gonna try to get some going through the mountains up there. I'm gonna try to get some video of it and put it in here too, so that way y'all got some be able to see the view and everything. Well, let's watch some TV. All right, y'all, what's going on? We've been fighting the wind. We got up this morning, left out, been fighting the wind the whole time. I'm just now finally getting ready to go off of it. But I'll tell you what, that wind has kicked my butt on fuel mileage. I've been averaging the whole state of Nebraska pretty much 8 miles to a gallon. But we went in there. We got over here at the port in Wyoming and went in. Now, on Interstate 40, whenever I run it, I put the permits and stuff in there that you can't pay down there with cash. But you can pay cash up on Interstate 80, which is where I'm at now. So they didn't charge me the extra $2.95 or whatever it is. I pay cash, and I pay $20. So that's what the permit here in Cheyenne, Wyoming port. You come in here, park, go in there, you take your book with you, give them your paperwork, copy one your piece of your paperwork, and you'll give your Wyoming oversized, and then your vehicle registration, give them $20 in cash, and then you can you'll sign a piece of paper and you can be on your way. So but we're trying to make it, we're about 364 miles. We're going to stop and get fuel at over in Evanston, Wyoming. It's at the end of Wyoming. I think it's around exit 6. I think, I'm not quite for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Somewhere around in there. It's 6, 4, something like that. I think it's 6 over at the Pilot. So we're going to stop over and get fuel. And I looked this morning, fuel over there was $4.74. So I hope it don't go up no daggone more before we get there. But we're gonna head that way. We're 354 miles. Gotta get as far as we can today, and then get up tomorrow. Finish it on up tomorrow. Hope we get close enough to be up there at 10 o'clock to unload Tuesday morning. And hopefully we're out of the wind. The wind has been brutal for the last 2 days. Shut me down for one day. Now I rode through it today. Fuel mileage suffered. So let's see what else we can get into. All right, we in Wyoming, and I don't know if the camera's picking it up too good or not. It was back there by the time I got all my crap ready to hit the record button. But y'all ain't gonna believe this. It is snowing at the end of April. I mean, I think the camera can pick it up some, but I just thought that was crazy. I mean, if you can see, there's snow on not on the road, but on the side of the roads over there in spots. But daggum, in April, still out here snowing. Thought I was done with this, and it's 32 degrees too. I even got a hoodie back on. Thought I was done with all this winter weather, but trying to look at the clouds and everything up there. They look all snowy-fied, but yep, it's April, the end of April, almost May, it's snowing. All right, everybody, we just got into Idaho. I stopped at the first rest area, and the permit, remember we called and got our permit. So I think that permit's good for more than 4 days. I ain't sure how long it's good for. It don't run out to the 28th, so I don't remember what day I snatched. I think it was the 22nd, 23rd. I think I started the 23rd. So maybe 5 days. But it's something good to know whenever you're coming in here. And I just got through. I didn't have no regular tape, so it's always good and handy to keep electric tape. So I had some electric tape, and I put it on the windshield, and it looks like this. Yes, I've got our electric tape right there, and on the permit it tells you to what side. I've got it folded, and it tells you to what side to put toward traffic, and I took a picture of it and I'll show you. What's going on? Alright, I'm over here in Oregon. I come over here in Oregon. I stopped at TA. When you come in, I think it's like the first TA, a few miles when you come into Oregon. And be careful, because there is a scale house. Now, I'm on Interstate 84. There's a scale house at that TA. But you don't even know it. You could blow right past that scale house, which a lot of people do, because it's off the exit ramp. And you don't even know it. I got off, I seen a sign for a scale house, but whenever I got off that exit, because I was wanting to get fuel at that TA, and I seen a scale house right there, but as you get off the exit, you're coming up to like a split. Well, scale house is on the right, and you can go straight toward you can go to TA, or you can go to scale house and come out on the other side and then go to the TA. But well, I accidentally went straight, so I didn't go on the scale house. I'm giving y'all heads up on that. It was kind of confusing. So first time, if you come in here, and I haven't been this way in over a year, probably almost a year and a few months, whatever. I come this way on one of my buddy's first loads. It was coming out here to Kent, Washington, where we're going, and I run with him out here on his first run. But that was like my second week out here, so it's been a while, and you don't remember everything. But also, Oregon does their fuel different. So for the ones that are first time, if you come to Oregon, it'll have a you put in wherever you like for accommodator or whatever you're using. If you're doing it at the pump, or if you, I don't know how it works if you're using it on the app yet. I'm going to experiment with that a little bit. But you got to put in, you know, your truck number, and then your normal stuff, your truck, fuel, and if you want to cash advance or not. Then you got to put your DOT number in. And for some reason in Oregon, you have to put your DOT number in. They want your DOT number. And there's a lot of hills whenever you come this way. As you can see them there in front of me. Just watch all your gauges and everything. I know your truck and everything can climb them. Don't matter if you got a Ford, Dodge, Chevy, whatever. I know we can climb on hills pretty good, but your truck can overheat pretty quick without you realizing it too. So be aware of that. And like I said, on the fuel, it's how normal you go somewhere, you slap it, put in your truck number, boom, you're ready to fuel. Well, in Oregon, you got to put in the DOT number. So do that, and be aware of that scale house as you're coming in to Oregon. But other than that, the wind has left us alone. So we are 417 miles from where we're going to deliver at. We got, I mean, I could be there, it says at 8:30 tonight, but I'm not going to go all the way because I do remember that that place, and I know this mountain right here I'm looking at, the camera, according to what I'm looking at, the camera don't do it no justice. Dadgum, that thing is up there. But it don't have, I think it has like one truck stop away from around and about over there, and it's not really a truck stop. I remember going over there last time, me and my buddy did, and it was a joke. I think it had room for one parking, and somebody was already in it, so it was. So I'm going to park within 100 miles. We're going to get about an hour and a half. Between an hour and a half from where I deliver at is where I'm going to stop. Try to find me somewhere, park, maybe hopefully get somewhere where I can take a shower tonight and be ready to unload this thing in the morning. But these mountains over here, they're beautiful to look at, especially when they ain't covered in snow. When you're covering, your road's covered in snow, these mountains right here are very dangerous. So if you're first time coming out this way, be aware of the mountains and be aware of your weather. Plan your trip. So this trip right here wasn't too planned on my part. I planned it as much as I possibly could because my truck was down, and then but I got to keep the load, so I had this load for probably a week before I went and picked it up. So I've looked at everything whenever I took this load the first time, and then I realized that something was going on with my truck, so I had to put it in the shop. So that kind of jacked me up on that. But I ran into last night, you know, I'm in this video, I put that little bit of snow, you could barely see it or whatever, but last night, man, there was 18-wheelers hitting the side of the shoulders, flashers on cars, almost stopping. It wasn't really that the road was getting slick, but I was on the mountain that it was dark, and the way that it was heavy, thick snow, and the way that the wind was blowing it into you, it was hard to see. So it was kind of crazy. But we got down there last night, got parked, everything. Here we are going off. But anyway, I'm gonna try to put, if I can get some off my dash camera, I'm gonna try to put some of these mountains and hills and stuff like that. Depends on what come out. I'm gonna try. If I do, I will put it at the end of the video, so everybody that likes to see the scenery part, I will see if I can pull this off my dash cam and put together a little small clip to put at the end of this video. Well, let's go see where we can't find a park at. Like I said, don't run this way much, and don't know really where I'm gonna stop. But as I get a little bit closer, I'll start looking on the apps and everything, on the trucker path and all that, to figure out where I'm gonna stop at. But I guess we'll get down here and see what we can find. Alrighty, we have got here and we pulled in. I thought this here is a different place than I went to last time. I am about 25 minutes early, but they already checked in the guy at 9 o'clock. They already checked him in. He's already gone. And so he told me to pull around here. They're gonna get somebody to move that camper in here in front of me, and then I'll pull up. I've already got my signs off the truck. I've already got my tag off, and pull up here and let them do their thing, I reckon. But I figure we'd go ahead and go over all the goodies, stuff like that, and dropping everything. All right, but also, whenever I went 84, I got on 82, run Interstate 82 up to 90, because on the app I seen there was a Flying J up there. When I got on 90, the very next exit is exit 109. There's a Flying J. So I got off, went there, took a shower last night and everything. They posted at a restaurant, stuff like that. But I wasn't gonna eat there. I just come to the truck, ate some bang sausage and some chips, and that place was nasty. The parking lot's not a real Flying J. It's like an old rundown shack. They throw Flying J name on it to sell the fuel. But it was, I mean, I got a parking spot. There was a Pilot and a Love's down the road, but it showed their parking was full. I called, and then it had no RV parking. So we parked there, and but I took a shower. But it's one of them showers that you take. You need a shower after you take a shower. I don't plan on ever going there again, and I will never ever take a shower there again. But anyway, let's get down to the fuel and all that good stuff. I had to buy 2 permits on this trip, which in Wyoming, which was $20, and I had to buy Idaho permit, which was $62, total of $82 in permits. But Indiana Transport will give me that money back whenever they sign my paperwork and I send it in. Whenever they pay me my next part, then they will give me that back. This load paid $2.20 a mile, 2,440 miles, and now, like I said, the whole state of Nebraska, I was getting 8 miles to a gallon because the wind was just so crazy. So keep that in mind too on the fuel. But this load paid $5,368, and I used $1,363.77 in fuel. That's going to be almost wrapping this up for this video. Now, I did take some last night when I got parked, and I got up early this morning, didn't have nothing else to do while I was waiting to come here for them to open up in my appointment time. I took some video off my dash cam, and I'm going to put it at the end of this video. So if all y'all want to see the scenery and stuff like that, just stay after the video and watch it. I believe it's 17 minutes long, I think. But all that is Oregon. So all the dash cam I pulled off is Oregon. Well, it's gonna wrap this up. Y'all be careful. And thanks for watching my videos out there. And we're growing fast. Couldn't do it without y'all. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I really do appreciate it. And y'all be careful. Y'all be safe out there. I'll see y'all on the next one.